Hello everybody and welcome to another unboxing video. In this video I've got the Corsair M65 Pro RGB mouse, which is specifically used for FPS games. So without further ado, let's jump into unboxing the M65. Okay, so first off, just before I actually unbox it, it says that you can have a 16.8 million different color configurations, obviously because it's RGB. That's what the mouse looks like when you first open the little flap at the front. There's some other features on the back as well. It says it's got a high mass scroll wheel, it's got 8 programmable buttons, which will be your macro buttons, and it's got fast high precision switches on the side. There's also a way for you to tune the weight of the mouse as well to your own preference, which is really cool to see. And you've also got this optimized sniper button on the side of the mouse, which is that red button that you can see there. So that's something that I'm looking forward to testing later on. Okay, so it comes with quite nice packaging. I'm just trying to figure out how you, oh there you go, that's how you take it out, and then the wire is in the top like so. If I can get this out, that is. Doesn't actually come with any, oh yes it does. Yes it does, it's in the back there, hidden away from us. Tell you what, I'm so used to unboxing keyboards that like mice are just kind of really hard for me to open. Oh, okay then, so let's just put the mouse aside for a second. We have the little instruction booklet that comes with any peripheral that you buy. That's not really important. And then we've got Corsair's warranty guide, which is basically something that Corsair do that every company I think should do. Basically, if say any part goes on your mouse that could be easily just replaced yourself, so say you have a keyboard for instance and one of your keycaps go, you could instantly replace it yourself. What they'll do is they'll just send the part out to you rather than you having to send the keyboard or the mouse away to them, which is really good. I think that any company should do that. So the mouse itself is actually quite small. I mean, it fits my whole hand, as you can see, which is still good. And I feel like the way that basically your hand goes on it is very accessible. For instance, with this sniper button on the side, it just rests where your thumb would be, which is really cool to see. It's got a nice braided cable as well, which I'm really liking, because obviously braided cables mean that it'll protect the wire inside it, which will mean that your cable and your mouse will last for longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a more close-up look at the mouse. One thing to tell you at first, this has been upgraded from the old M65. With this being the Pro version, they've upgraded the sensor on it. It's now a 12,000 DPI optical sensor, which is crazy. I mean, 12,000 DPI is fantastic, especially if you're somebody who likes to configure their sensitivity settings a lot in game. So let's jump into looking at the mouse close up. So taking a closer look at the M65, as you can see, it's a very, very nice looking mouse. It looks very futuristic in a way, which I really like the look of. I think Corsair always make their mice and their keyboard look very, very flashy. On the bottom, we have a really nice aircraft grade aluminum material, which is really good. This means it keeps the mouse lightweight, but it's still going to be durable. It's really well made and it's really well built, and I definitely recommend this in terms of build quality off the bat. So as I said, it does come with a 12,000 DPI, but that can go from 100 DPI to 12,000. That can be changed in the settings. It is operating on an optical sensor. So when you're on a surface, no matter what the surface, what this mouse is going to do is it's going to automatically optimize the DPI depending on what surface you've got. Say if you've got a mouse mat that's kind of rugged and you can't get your mouse across the mouse mat fast enough, it'll change the DPI depending on that. On the mouse we have the standard features. It's nice how they've included 2 Corsair logos. They've got the name there and then they've got the actual icon. We've got 2 buttons here on the top with a very high duty scroll wheel, which is very nice to see. And then we've got 2 buttons on the side, which I guess are for your ease of access macro keys on your thumb. These can also be used to go back and forward pages on your browser, if you didn't know that. Then obviously we do have the sniper button. This is a very, very cool button because it allows you to change your DPI in game. So say for instance, I'm playing Battlefield and I'm running around and then I need to zoom in to my sniper. I can then click this button and basically it'll slow my zooming down so that I can get a more precise shot on the target, which is really, really nice to see. The actual buttons themselves feel very, very nice. They've got kind of like a mechanical style feel to them, if you can listen to this. The actuation on them is very nice. As you can see, it goes down very well with your finger and you only have to tap it a tiny bit to get that actuation on the button. This is the same with all of the other macro keys as well, which is very nice to see. I really like the braided cable. The braided cable is something that I think more peripherals should have, just for the fact that it'll make it so that it's more durable and the wire isn't likely to break easily. It's nice that Corsair have built such a nice feeling mouse, and you can see that from where I have my hand. Everything is accessible. These two macro keys on the side are easy to get to via my thumb, and that sniper button, as I said, and these two buttons on top are easy to get to with my middle finger, which is very nice. And obviously the scroll wheel will be used with my middle finger as well. One thing to quickly mention, one of the features on the bottom of the mouse is that you can actually take out these weights. Now you do this with a screwdriver, but I'm just using a coin for now. So technically you could use this with a coin. Basically what you do is you can unscrew the weights at the bottom of the mouse to give you a better feel for when you're using it. For instance, I know people who do not like their mice to feel heavy because they feel like it protrudes their playing style. So basically what will happen is you can take the weights out like so, and you can do this on all three of them. Basically, it allows you to make the mouse lighter, which is really, really cool to see. It means that it's giving you that accessibility and that personal touch that you don't really get with other mice. Now this is something that I'm glad that Corsair have iterated on. Now this mouse feels a lot lighter since I've done that. Obviously I've taken the weights out and then you can just leave them out and then place these screws back into place on the mouse. So that is the M65 close-up. As you can see, it looks like a very, very nice mouse up close. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into the software on the PC and show you all of those different RGB lighting effects. So let's jump in to the software. Okay everybody, so getting into the software, I'm going to be showing you the different RGB effects that you can do with this mouse. So if we head over to lighting, you can see that there are two zones on the mouse. There is this Corsair logo on the back, which is zone 1, and then on the front of the mouse there is some lighting where the scroll wheel is. So in order to change these, we can do a rainbow effect, which basically just changes the colors like so, and you can change the speed of this. So you've got the slow one, the medium one, and then the fast one, which is very fast, as you can see there. So then we can change it to a solid color as well, which is basically just like it says, so you can change it to any color you want to and it will just change on that particular zone. You can apply this to all zones by doing that at the bottom, so that'll change the lights there green as well. There's also the color shift as well, which changes between two different colors randomly, which is really cool to see. And then you can change the speed of that as well. As you can see here, that's slow, we have medium, and then we have fast. I'm going to apply that to there as well, so you can see it on the bottom, it's changing there as well. Then we have the color pulse as well, which is basically just the color breathing in and out, as you can see, but this is random colors. You can also change the speed of that as well. You can also change the effect of the sniper button and how much DPI it goes to. So it's set as default at 400. Now from testing this on Battlefield, I've seen that 400 is enough for me, which is really, really cool. But it's just nice to see that they've included that in order to change the DPI. Now there's this cool little thing on top of the mouse which I'll show you. This is actually changing the DPI of the mouse. So I think this is really cool that they've added an on-the-fly DPI changer. So the top one, which is the color red, is the lowest DPI, but then when you take it all the way up to blue, that's when you have the highest DPI. So I could be in game and I could be not very happy with my DPI, and then I could just instantly change it like so. I felt though from when I've been playing the games that white is the best for me, which is a standard 1500 DPI. I'll show you now how the sniper and the DPI changes in game. So here I'm showing you how the sniper button works. You'll see when I zoom in a minute, my zoom goes from very quick to very slow in a short period of time. Now that's me clicking the sniper button, and it means that my shot is more precise. This is where I'm showing you the different sensitivity effects on the top of the mouse. It's really cool how you can just change these on the fly. Say if you're using a sniper and you don't want to use the sniper button, you just want to change your sensitivity altogether, you can then just put your sensitivity down like I'm doing so in this clip. So my pros and my cons of the M65 Pro RGB mouse. This is a fantastic mouse, and I would definitely recommend it for anyone who is heavily into FPS gaming. I think the sniper button on the side here is absolutely fantastic, and it's good how you can change your DPI on the fly with the two buttons at the top of the mouse. Now, in terms of my pros, I love the build quality. As I said, it's got aircraft grade aluminum on the bottom, which is really nice. It's been really well built, and I think Corsair always makes sure that their peripherals are built to the best quality that they can. I like the design of the mouse as well. I think it's got a really tactical looking design, especially compared to the other mice that Corsair do. As you can see, there's a comparison here between the Sabre mouse and the M65. I'm really liking that. I think the shape of it is fantastic. Obviously, the sniper button and the on-the-fly changing DPI is one of the biggest pros for me. I think that having that customization to do that on the fly when you're in game is fantastic. Another pro is that obviously you've got the changing of the weight on the bottom of the mouse, which is really cool. You can take these out if you don't like a weighty mouse. And obviously I am loving the braided cable as well. You know how much I love braided cables. That's always a pro. And then moving on to the cons, I've only got one con for this mouse. I actually really did like the mouse, so I can't really come up with any cons. The one con I have, and it's pretty stupid, but it's just something that's kind of due to personal preference. I don't like how they've put the cord on the left side rather than in the center of the mouse. I think it just looks really weird how it's on one side rather than in the center. I just think it looks a bit odd on your desk as well. But you know, as I said, that is kind of a stupid con to have just for the fact that it's more personal preference based. But this is a really good mouse, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's a big FPS gamer and they like their Corsair peripherals. I've been Matt. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys in the next video.